It's no secret that Nephis is very spiteful of the legacy clans, not only because they're responsible for annihilating her whole entire family, but also because she believes that they have grown complacent and maybe even fearful of the next nightmare trial. Not to mention, due to their suppression of awakened that don't really want to submit under their rule, Nephis also believes that the sovereigns have greatly halted humanity's progress in conquering the nightmare spell. Due to these reasons, coupled with many others, Nephis has always wanted to eliminate the sovereigns. This is admittedly a very difficult task to accomplish, maybe even close to impossible, considering that Nephis and her cohort, at least the highest ranking ones, are currently only saints. To put this into perspective, it has always been established many times in the novel that the gap between awakened is not linear but rather exponential. Hence, even though the cohort has always faced uphill battles with stronger ranking foes, even Nephis herself, our favorite crown muncher, has admitted that this time around that the only way to really face a sovereign and come out on top would be to become a sovereign yourself. Now, this is easier said than done, because Nephis has Anvil, who is constantly breathing down the back of her neck and closely monitoring her every movement while spying on her as well, via her therapist or many other people surrounding her. So, for this reason, challenging a nightmare is naturally out of the question, as Anvil would never allow that to happen. And even if Nephis was able to sneak a nightmare and succeeds in conquering it, she would definitely be spawn camped. For this reason, Nephis has resorted to the next possible solution, or rather the only other solution, which is to reach supremacy naturally without the aid of the nightmare spell. At first, Nephis was understandably at a loss, as there aren't really any tutorials on this matter. However, during the 4-year time skip, she obtained a very clear clue on how she might be able to advance, that clue being her aspect legacy and the effect of longing that she instills or inspires within people. Anytime that Nephis inspires people creates a certain feeling of passion, yearning, or want for anything, the people who Nephis has affected form a faint connection to her. As of now, we don't really know the true capabilities of this connection between Nephis and those affected, other than the fact that once this connection fully matures, Nephis will have her own domain and be able to take a step towards supremacy, if not reach it altogether. With that being said, Nephis's plan of attack had always been to cultivate her own domain and fully manifest it in order to take down the sovereigns. However, now that the war is about to start, a whole wrench is thrown into the mix, or thrown into her plan, because if a sovereign is truly able to come out on top and claim the victory, then their domain would grow unchecked, and simply being on the same level would not suffice or be enough to defeat them. For that reason, once again, Nephis is currently stuck between a rock and a hard place. This is where I either start theorizing or end up sounding like a bumbling idiot. As of now, we know that domains are not just a concept, but an actual physical manifestation of a sovereign's aspect, as we learned from chapter 1075. The reason that Kisong and Anvil are fighting is because both of them want to get stronger, expand their influence, and perfect their domains. In the middle of it all are the cohort who just want to get rid of both of them because they don't really like them. The reason that I titled this video Usurping the Sovereigns, usurp meaning to take a position of power or something similar via force, is because Nephis might be able to steal the people aligned to either sovereigns with her own domain of longing, or whatever you want to call it. We already know that public sentiment of Nephis is already very good due to the multitude of propaganda, movies, and alike that is circulating around the world. And this is only exacerbated by how Anvil is sending Nephis on all these dangerous missions that allow Nephis to spread her fame even further. With each mission that she goes on, the amount of people forming connections with her is only expanding. Hence, when she finally attains enlightenment and is able to coalesce her domain, she might be able to pull the rug right under the noses of the sovereigns and aim her swords right at them. If this is possible, then it would answer a potential question that some people may have. And what I'm referring to is of how every mundane citizen that is in the dream realm is basically a ticking time bomb, since all of them have seeds inside of them. The only reason that they haven't been awakened being due to the protection granted by the sovereigns. If the sovereigns were to die due to being killed by the others, then the citizens might not be under this protection anymore, and hence a countless number of innocent lives might be lost due to them failing their nightmare. But if Nephis is able to pull the rug and steal the domains or the citizens, then they would be under Nephis's protection and they would be perfectly fine. This was, of course, my guess or theory on how the future events of Shadowslave might play out or unfold. In recent chapters, Guilty 3 has really been having a lot of fun with himself and just really writing freely, so I thought I should have some fun as well. Let me know if you guys agree with me or not, since I know that my theory probably has a lot of holes and or flaws in it. Or if you feel so inclined, I would actually love to see your guys' theory on this subject and the future of Shadowslave in terms of what is going to go on with each of the sovereigns. Other than that, thank you so much for watching till the end, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.